Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve lead code problem 1376, time needed to inform all employees. Before we go and discuss this problem and the solution details, I just want to mention that my channel is focused to help people who are preparing for coding interviews and Java interviews. And on my channel, there are over 200 solved examples asked in big tech companies like Amazon, Apple, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Yahoo, and many other companies, and those consist of different variety of problems that include dynamic programming, linked list related problem, string related interview questions, graph problems, binary search trees, binary search related problems, and logical based problems. So if you are preparing for Java interviews or coding interviews, then please subscribe to the channel. This channel can definitely help you in your job interview preparation, so please subscribe. So let's go through the problem statement for the time needed to inform all employees. A company has n employees with a unique ID for each employee from 0 to n minus 1. The head of the company is the one with head ID. Each employee has one direct manager given in the manager array, where manager I is the direct manager of the ith employee. Manager head is equal to minus 1. Also, it is guaranteed that the subordination relationships have a tree structure. The head of the company wants to inform all the company employees of an urgent piece of news. He will inform his direct subordinates, and they will inform their subordinates, and so on until all the employees know about the urgent news. The ith employee needs inform time I minutes to inform all of his direct subordinates. That is, after inform time I minutes, all his direct subordinates can start spreading the news. Return the number of minutes needed to inform all the employees about the urgent news. So this is the problem. So basically, for example, if you look at this example 2 here that they have given, right? So 2 is the head of all the employees, right? And it has subordinates. For example, 0, 1, 3, 4, 5 are all subordinates of 2, and the inform time that 2 takes is 1 here, right? So because this is 0 based, so 0, 1 and 2, so this is the inform time that is required for employee 2 basically, right, to spread the news to its subordinates. So as you can see, all his subordinates, the time required will be 1 minute, right? So we have to output 1 here, right, because all the subordinate employees, they are 0, 1, 3, 4, 5, they are all subordinates of 2, and 2 takes 1 minute to spread the news to his subordinates, so we have to return 1. So um, let's take the bigger example that I created over here for so I can explain you easily about what the problem and how to solve the problem. So so as you can see, I drew a tree actually. So this is manager and inform time is given to us. There are total 17 employees here, right? These are total 17. So this is starting with 0 based index, right? So this is 0, then this is 1, then this is 2, and this one is 16, right? The last one is 16 basically. And inform time is the time taken to inform to all the subordinates by the employee, right? So 0 takes 1 time, then 1 takes 1 time, 2 takes 1 time, like this basically, and it goes all the way until 16, right? So 16. So so this is the input that is given to us, right? So this is the input. So I just drew a tree, so you can see from the tree. So for example, if I want to know how much time it will take to reach the news to employee 7, right? So for example, we want to reach the news to employee 7. The news will start spreading from the start of the tree, right? 0. So the news will go like this: 0 to 1, it takes 1 minute, then 1 will inform its subordinate, it takes 1 minute to go to 3, and 3 to 7, right? Again 1 more minute. So total minutes are 3 minutes, right? So this is how the news will spread, and we have to find out how much time it will take so that all the employees in the company will know about the news, right? So which means that we have to find out the maximum time basically that will be required to spread the news, right? So if we look at this this path, right? So here let's see. So if we look at this path 0 to 2, so this is 1, then 2 to 6 is 2, then 3 to 14 is one more, so it is 3, and 14 to 16 is 5 more, right? So 3 plus 5, which is 8, and this is also 8. So any path is the longest time that will require for news to reach to 15 and 16 employee, which is 8 minutes, right? So this is what the answer of this problem is basically. So 8 minutes is the answer, right? So how we are going to solve this problem, right? So this is a so what we will do is, first we will create a graph from this manager and inform time. So this is a graph that we will create, right? Graph using a hash map, and hash map will have a integer and list, right? So for example, the 0 has a subordinates 1 and 2, so you can see that this 0 has subordinates list 1 and 2, right? So similarly, let's say 6 has subordinate 13 and 14, right? So you can see here 6 has subordinate list 13 and 14, and 14 has subordinate list 15 and 16, right? 14 has 15 and 16 subordinates. So first we will create a graph using hash map by using this manager and inform time input array that is given to us, right? And then what we will do is, after the graph is created, we will use DFS, right, to understand what is the maximum time will be required to spread the news, right? So we will go DFS starting from root, and we will keep track of maximum one variable, right? Let's say time needed or something, like let's say time is the variable, right? And this is the maximum time. So for example, let's say we start DFS. So how DFS works is, it will the recursive call goes like this, right? So first it goes to 1, then it goes to 3, then it goes to 7, right? And then 7 it 7 takes 1 minute, right, to reach. So this will require total 3 minutes, right? Because this is 1 1 1, so total 3 minutes will be required by 7 to reach the news. Then the recursive call after 7, the recursive call go like this, right? It will go to 8, and then from 8 it will come back to 4, and then 9, and then 10, like this it goes basically, right? So this is how the recursion works. So ultimately we will find a maximum time which is required to reach node 15 and 16, which is 8 minutes, right? As we know, for all other these leaf nodes like 7 8 9 10 11 12 13, right? So for all of these nodes, time will be required as 3 minutes, as you can see, right? Any path will take 3 minutes, like for example 0 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 11, again 1 1 1 means total 3 minutes is required. But for 15 it is 1 2 3 and plus 5, which is 8 minutes, right? And same for 16, 8 minutes. So we have to return 8 as the maximum time that will be required. So that is the approach. So first let me just summarize before we look at the solution code. So first we will create graph using manager and inform time. So the graph will contain every manager and its immediate subordinates, as you can see, right? So 0 and immediate subordinates is 1 and 2, so you can see 0 1 and 2. So for one immediate subordinates is 3 and 4, so for one immediate subordinates is 3 and 4. So like this the graph is created, and after that we will call DFS, and we will keep track of the maximum time required to reach to spread the news to any of the employees, right? So that is the approach we will take during our implementation. So let me show you the code now. So first I created a time needed variable, because this is how we want to track the maximum time in the DFS, right? So I just created one variable. Then this is our function, right, that's given to us. So n is given, so total number of employees is given. Then head ID is means this is the head ID, means root basically, right, where we can start the graph. And then manager and inform time is given. So first I just created a graph variable here, and this is a map of integer comma array list of integer, right, as I explained in this example. So integer is the employee ID, and then this is list is subordinates, immediate subordinates, right? So so we will iterate through all the employees here 0 to n, and then we will check we will create the graph, right? So while creating the graph, if manager is I is equal to -1, right, then that is a root, so we will just continue, we will not proceed, right? in that case, because it is a root. Otherwise we will just check, if graph already has the for that manager, if already has a linked list, right? uh, if it's not having a linked list already created, we will create a brand new linked list here, array list here, and we will just add the current, like the employee I, right? Employee I, as you can see, into the subordinate list, and we will just use the graph dot put, right? So this is the manager I is the manager, right? And list will have the subordinates for that manager. And if already we have created the list, then we will just get it from the map, and we will just add the current employee, which is current subordinate here, right? So then we will put it back into the graph, the list, basically. So this is how this for loop is creating this graph that I showed you here. So every employee and employee ID and its immediate subordinates. So all the employee ID and subordinates you can see here, right? That is shown in the tree here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 14, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 14, because all will have subordinates. These leaf nodes will not come into graph because they don't have any subordinates, right? For example, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They will not come into the graph because they will not have any subordinate list, basically, right? Because they are not managers of any employees, basically. So that is what we have done in this first for loop. And then we have a calculate time. This is the recursive function to perform the DFS over the graph. So we will pass the head ID, which is the root, and then actual graph that we created, the inform time, and 0, right? So 0 is the time, right? The starting, it will be 0. So it returns void, and it's just this is the calculate time. This is the recursive DFS function. So this is our base case. So whenever we have a head ID is equal to 0, then we will return, right? So this is our recursive case, and otherwise we will add our current time plus the inform ID head ID. So let me explain this what we are doing here. So I'll just remove this color so I can reuse this space again. So what we are doing here is, let's say if we are here, right? If we are here in the DFS and we are trying to calculate the value, so what it means is we already needed this time, like 2 minutes, right? So from, let's say, from 3 to 7 we are going, right? So we will add this 1 plus 2, basically. So that's what we are doing, basically, right? So because to reach to this node we already need 2 minutes, and therefore from 3 to 7 we need 1 more minute, right? So 1 plus 2 is total 3 minutes, right, to reach to 7. So this is what this logic we have implemented is doing. So it will take the current time, which is 2, right? 2 in this case. In this case 2 is that current time, and plus the time that is required to reach to from 3 to 2, which is 1, right? So that is why it is 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So that's what this logic does. And then we first will get the this is the neighbors list, right, from graph. So we give the head ID, and then we will get the adjacency list, right? That's what we call. For example, for 0 we will get 1 2, for 1 we will get 3 4, right? And why we are doing it? Because once we are looking at 0, then we will have to check for 1 2, right? Once we are looking at 1, then we will have to check for 3 4. That is how the DFS works, right? So for every node we will have to check its subordinates, right? And then we have to calculate time, basically. So that's what we are doing. So we will get all these subordinates, we will calculate the size of how much the subordinates are, and we will iterate through all these subordinates list, right? And then we will iterate recursively call the calculate time here, right? By for that subordinate, as you can see, temp.getTime means we are passing the subordinate here again, and then graph inform time and t. So now when we are passing t, for example, when we are passing t for 7, right, then we will pass 2 here already to the function, and then 2 plus 1 we will calculate when we go to 7, basically, right? So that is what we are doing. And whenever we find the time that is taken by the current node, which is more than our time needed, we will keep modifying time needed because we want to capture the maximum time that is required, right? Um, to spread the news basically, right? So as you can see, we have to find out number of minutes needed to inform all employees, means maximum time required by any employee to receive the news basically. So that's what we are doing here. So this is what the DFS function does, right? So first we created a graph, we are passing the graph here, and we are doing DFS. So we take the current time here that we passed, right? Every whenever we recursively call calculate time, we will pass the current time here as a t, and then we will add the current node's time basically, right? For example, when we are calling the recursive function to calculate time required for 7, then we already know that time required to reach 3 is 2. So that's what 2 we will send into this function, right, t here as argument, and then we will add this 2 plus 1, right? So 2 plus 1, because 1 is required from 3 to 7, so it becomes 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, right? Is equal to 3. So that is what we are doing there, because that is how DFS works, right? So again, when the control goes back and we want to calculate for 8, then again we have this 2 plus 1 we will do again, right? So 2 plus 1 is 3, like this basically. So similarly, with that logic, when we are here at 14, right, we already needed 3 minutes time to reach here. So we will, when we will go to 15 here, right, so 3 plus 5 we will do, right? That's what we do basically. That is what that function does. So 3 plus 5 is equal to 8 here, right? And similarly from 14 to 16 again, 3 plus 5 is 8, correct? For both it takes 8 minutes. So that is what we do here, and we will keep track. So we know this t here, right? So we will always keep track of the maximum time what is needed by any node here, right? So and at the end of the DFS we will just return time needed, because we already captured the maximum time required to reach the news to any of the employees basically here. So one more time we will just go through the summary. So we created a graph, right, which is employee and its immediate subordinates basically. So we went through all the 0 to n and we populated our graph, right, by using the given manager and inform time. So manager we took actually for this population, right? Just manager will tell us who is the uh, manager and its immediate subordinates, right? And we just populated graph here, and after that we just called our recursive calculate time function. We pass the root of the graph, which is head id, which is given to us as the here, right? And then we pass the graph that we created and inform time array, and initially we pass time as 0, right, because time will start from 0 minute. And then we just basically did a DFS from the root, right? So like this, 1, then 3, then 7, then 8, then again from 1 we go to 4 and like 9, then 4 and 9, then 10, like this the DFS goes, right? So this is what the function this DFS will do. And how we have like implemented DFS, because we will get the immediate subordinates from the graph and the adjacency list, right? This is the adjacency list for the employee, and we will iterate through all the adjacent employees here, and we will recursively call calculate time function for each employee here, right? And that's how we will calculate the maximum time which is required, and we will just return that as our answer. So I just created like this big example that we just discussed here. It has 17 employees and 0 is the starting point, right? And this is same that I showed you here, manager and inform time we are passing. So the answer should come as 8. So let's just go ahead and run this code. So as you can see, we are getting correct answer 8 here, right? So our code is working fine. So we will just take all the examples that they have given us here, right? So these are all the examples that they have given us. So we will just run our code. So for first it is 0, for second it is 1. So like, right? So 0, then 1, and then 21, 3. Let's see. So 21 is correct, then 3 is correct here, and then for the last one it comes as 1076. So 1076 also is correct. So all our test cases are passing. Let's submit our code. So our code got accepted by LeetCode with 72% better than others in performance and 57 in memory usage. So which is pretty good. So this is the way we can solve time needed to inform all employees problem with the help of a graph. We created graph using hash map, and then we use DFS like recursively on the graph, right, with starting from the route that is given to us, and we keep track of the maximum time required to reach the news to any employee using one variable, right. If you haven't already checked my playlist on my channel for LeetCode and LeetCode solutions, please check it now. It has over 200 solved problems that were asked by many big companies like Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Yahoo, and many other companies. Those problems consist of variety of problems like dynamic programming, graph problems, binary search tree problems, binary search related problems, string linked list related interview coding questions. So go through it. It will give you a really good start on your coding interview preparation. And for your telephonic interview preparation, there is another playlist called as Java interview. So go through it. It has a lot of frequently asked telephonic interview questions on Java, and how to answer those questions is explained there. If you like this video and if you find this solution helpful, please hit like and subscribe it. Your subscription is really important to us, because that is the way the video can reach to more people who are preparing for coding interviews and Java interviews. They can also watch these videos and these problems, and they can get help during their job interview preparation. So please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching the video.